makes you free.
Really? How do you know there's no God?
Prove me there's a God. Where's the God?
Okay, if I was to ask you, these letters, do they come by chance or did they come from intelligence, these letters?
They came from intelligence.
Okay, we have 6 billion letters in our genome.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, that's complete crap.
Okay, so what do we have? In our genome, we have letters, right?
No, we don't.
We have coding.
No, we don't.
We have DNA.
No, we don't.
We don't have DNA.
We have DNA.
Right, we have DNA. Is DNA a sign of intelligence?
No.
Why not?
It's a sign of evolution. It's not
But
a sign of intelligence.
Evolution doesn't undermine God, though. Evolution and God can be compatible.
True.
Because one's a naturalistic process, and you can have God as being the originator of a process.
You can't have a God unless there's an intelligent mind to think of a God. And therefore, that's why your God is one of thousands. There's the Christian God, the Jewish God, the Islamic God, the Mormon God, oh my goodness. Every day in the week, we celebrate Thursday, don't we?
Yeah.
That came from the day of Thor's Day.
So just on your earlier point about, you said if we didn't think of God, there would be no God. If
Correct.
we didn't exist, would the sun exist?
Yes.
Right. So God's existence is independent of us thinking of God.
No. See, now, I just told you, God wouldn't exist if we couldn't think of him.
But I gave you the example of DNA is a sign of intelligence.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it absolutely is not. It's
Why
not
not?
a sign of intelligence.
Why do you not think so?
DNA is a sign of evolution.
But evolution doesn't undermine God. And look, do you
No,
agree with me that DNA is
absolutely not.
immensely complex? It's immensely complex.
Yeah?
And that complexity needs an explanation.
No.
It doesn't need an explanation.
No.
But don't effects need a cause?
No.
Surely that's logical. An effect needs a cause.
No. You see, that's
Okay,
why
if we can't agree on that, then we're not really going to get past this, bro.
fundamentally, even if you agree a cause, the cause doesn't have to be anything other than the right temperature from the right sun causing the right genomes to bond together. It doesn't mean anything intelligent.
So is the cause randomness?
It could be.
Okay. So if we have randomness or God, which one's more logical for you?
Randomness.
Okay. What if I was to ask you, what's your name?
Peter.
Peter. If we see the letters here, Peter is intelligent. It's written here, and you're walking past these letters.
Yeah.
Could we say this happened randomly or an intelligence wrote those letters?
Now, we would say, if my dog walked past them, totally random.
It wouldn't be
Totally
random. The dog wouldn't understand though.
Yeah.
But the cause would be intelligence.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Absolutely,
Okay, so it would be
absolutely.
randomness?
It would be totally randomness.
But how would those letters come together randomly?
Completely randomly. Have you ever?
Isn't that a faith though? That's a type of faith in randomness.
Not faith.
Yeah, because you have no evidence that randomness can create those letters, so it's a faith.
It's not. Absolutely not faith. No, you missed the point. That's the
Go on.
absolutely opposite of faith. Do you
What's the
drink-
evidence they can come together by randomness?
Random.
No, but
Do you
you've
drink
just
tea-
asserted
okay.
it.
Do you drink tea or do you drink coffee?
Coffee.
Okay. So there's no grouts in when you drink coffee. There's no grouts in the bottom of it. Okay. Fair enough. So if you drank tea, if you drank tea for the last 600 years, Christians, we're not talking Muslims, and I guess you're a Muslim, we're not talking Christians, believe that if you saw the dregs in the bottom of the teacup, that predicted your future.
Right.
Is that random or is that predicted?
I think that's totally random.
Correct. Absolutely. Now, you and I agree. So let's move it forward 500 years forward.
But they didn't create letters. Those are just random random arrangement of
What happened
particles.
if they shook the teacup and it predicted letters?
That would be a faith in randomness. That wouldn't make any sense.
So, but what you're telling me is that if I shake the coffee cup and it says Peter, I have to believe in something. But if I was a teacup believer and I shook it and said Peter, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not the same analogy
It's
because
the same analogy. It's exactly
no,
the same
because
analogy.
because When it came to the teacup, you said 600 years.
Ago.
You said 600 years ago.
We've evolved since then.
Okay.
Muslims haven't evolved in 500 years.
Okay, not quite true.
I would say.
Okay.
Since the falling of Istanbul, you've done nothing at all.
Even if that was true, even if it was true, it wouldn't make a difference to whether God exists or not.
Totally agree.
Right.
I
So
totally
let's
agree on
get
that.
back to the point on God, right?
All right. Prove to me God exists.
I
Show me any proof you give me.
Okay, so the proof for me is the DNA. The proof for me is the order of the universe. The
Okay.
proof for me is consciousness. The proof for me is the ability that we have as human beings to even reason about
Okay.
God. All
Everything-
of these things. However, you have faith in randomness. I have faith in God. There's faith on both ends
Yeah.
because you did have faith in those letters.
Everything you say,
Yeah.
and I totally agree. Everything you say, if God didn't exist, what would be different?
If God didn't exist,
tomorrow morning,
Okay.
if God didn't exist,
We wouldn't
to you,
exist.
What would be different?
there would be no design. There'd be no consciousness. There would be no moral agents. There would be nothing rather than something.
All right. I could set you a challenge then.
Go on then.
Believe tomorrow there's no God, and nothing will change.
But my belief doesn't affect reality. Like, remember the example of the sun I gave you?
But then
That if there's no beings to know about the sun still exists.
If your God doesn't accept reality, if your belief doesn't accept reality, your belief is worthless because it makes no difference.
I agree, but I never did that though.
So,
I think what I'm trying to get to is whether I believe in God or I don't believe in God, the rational arguments for God are independent of my mind.
I agree on that. I totally agree on that. But
Can I ask you a question? You've heard of Muslims all your life, right? You've heard of Islam, and Islam is a major religion. Have you ever read the Quran? Just out of curiosity.
Yes, I have.
Okay, what do you think about it?
most of it's made up
How do you know that?
because I've read what it says. And
For example,
and I compare it to the Christians.
the message of the Quran's
Your
What, according
hate
to you?
to women is just unreal.
is that the message that you got from the Quran?
Yes.
Because the Quran's central message is to believe in God and worship God alone.
No.
That's the central
no,
message.
No, it's not.
It is.
It also
That's the
says.
central message of the Quran.
No. You say that's one of, but I'm an atheist, and
By the way, as an atheist, morals don't exist. They have no reality. What's the evidence for morals?
Sorry, that's absolute bullshit.
Go on then.
That's absolute
Give me evidence for morality then. How do we know right and wrong exists? Can we look at it under a telescope? What's the scientific evidence for morality?
Absolutely zero.
Exactly.
Which
Exactly.
is what your God has.
No, but
Absolutely zero. Could we look at your God under a microscope?
no, but
No,
God
we
is not
couldn't.
physical.
Could we look
So
at him under?
that's assuming. How you doing, man?
What is-
That's
what-
assuming everything has to have physical proof.
No.
Because you said, what's the physical proof for God? Why does God have to have physical proof
What's
when
the-
DNA is evidence of God? We don't need to physically see God. Because God is not matter. God is not in space or time.
What would make you believe in God? No, tell me this. What would make you believe in God if there's no physical proof?
But there is physical proof.
What?
No, there's physical proof in terms of our DNA, in terms of the structure of the universe, in terms of our morality, in terms of consciousness.
Absolutely there isn't, because that's complete crap.
But
There is no
I rather believe in God than randomness. I think that's where look, you have faith in randomness, I have faith in God. And I have evidence for what I believe, and I don't think there's evidence for randomness.
You have no evidence for what you believe.
Yeah, but I give you evidence using DNA,
No, you
and,
didn't. No, you didn't.
and
No.
I give you evidence of morality, consciousness, the structure of the universe,
No, you didn't.
why something exists rather than
No,
nothing.
No, you didn't.
This is all evidence of God.
No, it's not. No, you didn't give me any. You said these things have happened. I can't explain it. Therefore, God.
I never said that. I said the opposite.
did. No, you
in
said
fact,
exactly that.
my friend, I'll tell you. I'll
You said
say
exactly
look,
that.
Look, what you're referring to is known as God of the gaps. I never use that argument. I never use God of the gaps
But
argument.
that's what you.
I use the argument from the regularity of the
Okay.
universe, what we can see,
Okay.
not what we can't see or
Even from
can't
the
explain.
regularity, then. What can you see that says God did it, and it couldn't have happened naturally.
DNA, consciousness, morality, the universe existing
Absolutely.
rather than not existing.
No. Can you imagine then? The universe existing.
Right.
You and I, doesn't matter how smart we think we are, we cannot imagine eternity.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, not even the wildest dreams.
I agree.
I'll also say we can't imagine nothing. Not even our wildest dreams, we cannot imagine nothing. But I can tell you what,
Okay, so I sort of disagree with you on that.
you can't imagine nothing.
No. So I sort
Because
of
you have to
disagree
be
with
there
that. Okay.
to be nothing. So you can't imagine nothing.
As humans, we have the ability to come up with abstract concepts.
Yeah?
Zero wasn't invented, it was discovered. Right?
Nah, I could go for that, yeah.
Okay,
I could go for that.
it's not like we invented or created numbers, right? We discovered numbers. Mathematics is discovered, not invented.
That's really stretching the case, but yeah, okay.
Okay, so-
I'll go with you on that one. I'll go with you on that one.
Do you understand that? Okay, at least Peter, do you understand from the perspective that it makes sense that human beings can abstractly think of objects and beings in a way that's not always linked to the physical?
Yes.
That's how mathematics
No,
works.
I totally can. No, I totally can on that.
Right, okay. Now, when it comes to, say, something like Fibonacci numbers,
Yeah.
can we imagine eternity? You're absolutely right, we cannot. You're a smart guy, I can tell, so we cannot imagine eternity, but we can imagine the process of Fibonacci numbers, the spirals.
True.
We
Yeah.
can.
No, I can.
In the same way, we cannot totally grasp what nothingness means, but we have an idea based upon what we already know, that there is something rather than nothing.
I would kind of disagree on that one, but I'll go with you on that one because I don't believe as humans we can ever imagine nothing. I think we will always imagine something. You can't imagine nothing without thinking something's there because you're there to imagine the nothing. So
I see your point, but at the
I
same
don't-
time, we can reason using nothing as a concept. We still can do that.
no,
We use it all the time.
We can use nothing as a concept. That's not a problem, but it is a concept because
I rather believe in God than nothing.
that's a choice.
That's a choice based upon evidence.
No, there's no
Because,
evidence.
okay, can I ask you a very simple
There's no
question?
evidence. No,
Why
see-
is there
see,
something
you-
rather than nothing?
Who knows?
Okay, so we should reason about it. If we don't know, we should reason about it.
Yes.
So if something exists, going
doesn't-
back
we
forever,
should- we
there must be
should-
a first cause.
No. You see.
So
you
that-
see,
was the
that's
universe-
fundamentally? That's your thought is fundamentally flawed.
Okay, is the universe eternal?
I would personally, I'd probably say yes.
Okay, good. Then the universe has always existed. It's the first cause. It's always been there.
Yeah, I could go.
Okay.
I could go along with that.
So
one, yes.
that means you don't deny that there is a necessary existence. There's something which is necessary. It always existed. In this case, the universe.
What do you mean by necessary?
As in, for us to exist today, something always has to exist. It's not like something can come from nothing. You don't believe something can come from nothing.
Okay. Let's say. Okay.
Let's break it down one step at a time. Do you believe you can get something from nothing?
Actually, psychology and the whole thing says yes, you can.
Really?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, if you research your physics, yeah, it does say you
You're
can.
talking about quantum mechanics, yeah.
Yeah, if you look in quantum mechanics, it does say you can. Now we don't know why things come from nothing, but they do, and we have no idea why. But let's say we overlook that one completely.
No, but can I just?
Let's go back on that one.
Okay,
Let's
no,
go back to what you just
but
said.
just a very small point on this. So in quantum mechanics, it's not the case that something comes from nothing. Firstly, quantum mechanics has many different interpretations. You have Copernican interpretation, informational, relational, many worlds, and there's another one called shut up and calculate. But what we do know is there is a cause. We can't say there is no cause. That's just giving a label to our ignorance and saying there is no cause.
All right, let's say that. Let's say then we don't know what the cause is.
Yeah, but we can't say there is no cause.
Okay,
That doesn't make any sense. Ali, come here for a second.
let's say that. Oh,
Can
he's upgraded. You're the Mark II model.
Yeah. Can something come from nothing?
No. Because
Why not?
He says it can.
something is the absence. Nothing is the absence of something. So the absence of something means there's not a single thing there.
So how was the first cause then?
So what do you mean by the first? By talking about the universe, the Big Bang?
Well, if there was nothing and then the universe started, how was there nothing
So
before the universe
we're saying that's not a possibility.
So I'm just jumping from you.
No, he is an upgrade.
I was,
I'm-
I was enjoying you.
I'm a downgrade actually.
No, he's an upgrade. He's an
You're gonna
upgrade.
find that in a minute.
No,
This guy-
no, but the point I was making, it's a very rational point. If something can't come from
I'm
nothing.
a devout atheist, right?
Okay.
There is no God. I've got terminal cancer. I'm going to die. I know I'm going to die. I don't care because I know it's not about God or anything else
When
like
did you
that.
become an atheist?
I've always been an atheist.
Okay, so you've always been an atheist.
I've
Okay.
always been an atheist.
Okay, but so would you accept like rational arguments, logical arguments?
Oh, totally. That's
Okay.
why I'm an atheist.
Okay. So if you're an atheist, then okay. If you can follow through with the logic and rationality, let's just see if atheism is where you should be.
And I can guarantee it will be.
Okay. So before you guarantee it, let's just go for it. Yeah? So the first thing we say is that if the universe began to exist, it requires a cause. Would you agree to that logically?
Your question is wrong.
Tell me what's wrong with my question.
You said the universe had to exist. What happened if it
No,
didn't?
if it began to exist.
What if it didn't? What if
was
it's
it-
always existed?
Okay, there's no the concept of infinite doesn't exist in the real world.
So you're telling me the universe didn't always exist?
No, I'm saying infinity doesn't exist in the real world.
Infinity is-
Yeah, for example, if I had an infinite amount
So-
of bananas and I ate 2 bananas, how many bananas do I have?
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then did your God?
I'm not even talking about God. I'm not even
No,
going
no,
there
no,
yet.
no, no, because I'm jumping on ahead of you.
But before we do that, well, let's deal with the universe because I'm not even bringing God into the picture. I'm just saying,
Okay,
if the
okay.
universe began to exist,
So if you're telling me the universe had to have an existence,
No,
which in
yeah.
theory in human mind says yes, I
okay,
personally think it's just gone on for eternity, but there must have been in theory a
Yes.
start date.
Everything.
Our human mind says a start date. So okay, I'll go with the start.
And not only that, like for example, the fact that when we're looking around our universe and ourselves, there's uniformity and regularity in our universe. Which means, for example, when I hold this book, I know it's not going to turn into an elephant. I know when I walk down the road, I'm not going to see a chocolate fudge cake drop on my head randomly.
But
So there's uniformity.
But even science now says that's for this universe. There may be other universes where that doesn't apply.
That's fine. So what we're saying
So
is that,
for
for
this
example,
universe-
from what we know from our universe,
For our
what
universe.
we're saying is that if it began to exist, it requires that it cannot come from nothingness because nothingness is the absence of
Okay,
something.
I will.
So
okay,
yeah, good. So we say
I'll humor you on that one.
Okay, so
Let's
what we
say
say-
our
what-
universe didn't start from nothing. Something started it.
good. Now, when you say something started it, it reminds me of Richard Dawkins. So Richard Dawkins believes in directed panspermia, which is that he believes aliens. So he said there was a signature in the DNA on the design. So he said it was extraterrestrial beings from a different universe or planet that brought life.
Dawkins never said that.
There's a video he says that.
No, there absolutely is not.
Dawkins actually said, I mean,
No.
I can play you the video if you like.
No, there absolutely is not a video he said that.
He said there's aliens.
No, no.
Can
Absolutely
I
not.
play you the video?
Play the video
Okay.
from Dawkins'
I'll play. You
mouth.
carry on talking.
Okay, yeah, if you
From
get it
Dawkins' mouth.
from his mouth. He said that there might be extraterrestrial beings that gave life. You can play it for yourself. And this is actually one of the things he actually regretted saying. Because what he was saying is that there must be some kind of,
So in that
what did he
case-
say, some kind of design?
In that case, you would believe
A signature, yeah.
an alien created our universe.
No, not me. I would say this is the position of Dawkins. So Dawkins, not only Dawkins, also Francis Crick. Also Francis Crick. He is also the one who discovered the helix of the DNA and he got the Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
So he's quite a smart man. He also believes in panspermia, which is that
He came up with it, directed panspermia.
No, I've seen that one.
yeah.
Fake video.
Hey,
That's not him. That's not Dawkins.
that is Dawkins.
Look it up. Google it.
not-
That's a fake
That is
video.
Dawkins.
It's not. I
By the
promise
way,
you.
Come on,
by the
guys.
way,
It's
he's retracted later on. He tried
That's
to
a
distance
fake
himself.
video. But anyway,
Okay,
let's get back to
so,
yours.
so my point is this: the difference between us and Richard Dawkins is the following. Richard Dawkins says there's directed panspermia, which is that an extraterrestrial being somewhere brought life to our universe, whatever, no problem. Now the question is the following: which one logically follows? Another dependent being gave rise to us in this universe,
Yep.
or an uncreated being, God Almighty, gave rise to the universe. So the Dawkins is saying aliens, I'm saying God. Which one makes more sense, aliens or God?
Aliens.
Okay.
Why, hang on a minute. Hang on.
It's good.
No, hang on a minute.
Wow, why?
Why wouldn't your
Why
God,
aliens but not God?
Why wouldn't your God have created life to the aliens for the aliens to come to seed our planet?
Okay, I can say that's a plausibility, but it's still that God. That means
goes back to God.
the necessary being is God.
No, I'm not. No, on your argument, I'm not arguing there isn't a God. I'm just saying that you're just saying your God came to us first.
No,
and
no.
not to other.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Would you agree that, let's say God created the aliens and the aliens gave rise to us? Well, let's say, for example.
Yeah.
Would you accept that?
No, I wouldn't.
Well, you said you do. You said
no,
why?
no. I said for your argument.
Okay, for your
It
argument.
would sit better for your argument
Okay.
that God created aliens.
What's your name, by the way?
Peter.
Peter, nice to meet you, Peter. So, if aliens give rise to us, the question I have to ask is, who created the aliens?
Who knows?
Okay,
Who created God?
Okay, so we say that God is a necessary being.
So
He
we
cannot be
keep
created.
working back. You keep working back.
Okay,
who created God?
Because so then we have the problem of infinite regress. Meaning,
Yes.
if we go on forever, for example, if I say to you, Pete, I want to give you a hug, but before I give you a hug, I want to ask my friend.
Infinite regress. Who created God?
I'm saying it goes to the fallacy of infinite regress. Meaning, if it goes on forever, we will never have the universe. Can I give you an example? Like if I said,
Hang on a minute. No, by your very argument, then
yeah.
the universe must have had a start.
Exactly. So we're saying that it all starts with God. God Almighty created the
So
universe.
who created God?
So God cannot be created because He's the one who's
But
necessary being.
Don't you see the stupidity in that
No,
argument?
no,
Peter,
who
didn't-
created God?
Peter, didn't you earlier on say the universe always existed?
Yeah.
Now, I said it might have done.
Okay. Why can't God always
Because I
exist?
don't know.
Why
I'm
can't
just
God
a
always
human.
exist?
I'm just an ant.
Okay, Peter. If the universe can possibly exist all the time, then why can't God always be there?
Okay. Let's say God
That's
always.
right.
Let's say God always existed.
Thank
Let's
you.
say man always existed.
No,
Why do we
God.
need God?
No. We say that you
Why
said
do we need God?
you said the universe could always exist. I
All
said,
right.
why can't God always exist?
It could do.
Okay, good. So if it can, then it means God always existed. He created the universe, and the universe began from the will
By
of God.
your argument, you could do. But
Yeah.
then, by my argument is, who cares? Where is God?
But who cares?
What difference does He make?
Okay,
If God wasn't here today,
Yeah.
and I, as an atheist, say isn't, what difference is it going to make today
A
or
lot.
tomorrow
A lot.
whether God is here or not?
A
There'll
lot.
be no design, there'll be no morality, there'll
Yeah.
be no consciousness, there'll be no order in the
Yeah.
universe, and something would not exist. Nothing would exist.
Yeah.
What country are you from?
Pakistan originally.
All right. So, let's say God is here today. Is he loving people? Is he caring for people?
Yes.
He is. But
Okay.
he's also the
So-
most wise.
So let's say tomorrow he's here. Are there more people killed in Gaza? Are there more
Yeah,
people
yeah.
killed in Israel?
That's a
And
pro-
so your God is just a merciless bastard killing children, and you still pray to him.
So we would say that because we believe that he's also the most wise, the argument that you say, for example, that he's only loving and only merciful, when we say he's the most wise, the reason you're coming with this is called the problem of evil.
Most
So-
ones?
Yes,
Have you seen the
wisdom.
evil in the world?
But that's the reason you're saying that is because your paradigm is based on this life. How would you explain to a person in Gaza, let's say God doesn't exist, no problem. Then according to your evolutionary world process,
Yes.
and for example, in Hitler used eugenics, which is basically
Yes.
the better race. So he got rid of those who were not, who were disabled or whatever for that
And
matter.
you
And it comes from who? Your worldview. So we're saying that according to your worldview, how do you explain to a person who's born with a
alright,
disability?
Okay, can
Alright.
I, Peter, you said
Have you got children?
Yes, 3 daughters.
How old's your daughter?
1 7, 1 3, 1 1.
So if I raped your daughter tonight, you'd be okay with that, would you?
No,
no
I
one's
wouldn't.
saying
I'll probably put a bullet through your head.
But
Yeah.
God told me to do it
Where did God tell you to do it?
because He told me
Where?
in my mind.
Okay, good. So what I'm
No,
saying
but
is
ca-
that
look,
where's
So
the evidence for
you'd
that?
be okay with that?
But Peter,
No, why would
No,
I say
no, you wouldn't. So what you're saying is you don't actually believe when somebody else tells you, God told me to do it. You believe your own paradigm of what God said would be okay.
We have it, but we have evidence to that.
No, you don't. No,
know.
you
God
don't.
doesn't
No, you
command
don't.
evil. God doesn't command
God
evil.
doesn't evil.
Also, you said
Hang
you,
on.
Okay, so
Hang on. No, let's go. No, hang
you
on.
said
Let's
you
go
read the
back to this
Quran.
one
The Quran
because
says the purpose
I have a
that
daughter.
we tested.
You have a daughter, right? If I raped your daughter tonight, you would be in a state that would be beyond apoplectic. You would be absolutely livid, wouldn't you?
Okay.
And if I told you God told me to do it,
But I'll say you're
What would you do?
I'll say you're mentally
God
not well.
doesn't command evil.
have you looked at the world?
No,
Have
but-
you even read a newspaper?
Okay, but Peter,
Yeah.
remember you said you
So,
read the Quran.
if
The Quran
you're-
says we're tested with good and
If
evil.
your daughter grows up
So what
to
I'm saying
become a
is,
leader
Okay,
of the National Front
Can I
and
ask-
kill millions of people,
Can I ask you a question? Mao Zedong and Stalin were atheists. They killed millions.
Yeah.
they didn't have a belief in God. Who told them that?
Hitler was a Catholic.
I'm talking about Mao
Hitler-
Zedong and Stalin. They were
Hitler-
atheists. Who
Hitler
told them
was
to
a-
kill? Who told them to kill? No God. They don't believe in God. Who told them to kill?
Hitler was a Catholic.
But you see what you're doing? I'm telling you two
Religious
examples.
and non-religious
Non-religious
people
and
commit
non-religious
violence.
people
They
get
both
violence.
I
So I'm saying,
Totally agree.
okay, who told them to do the killing?
So take God out of the equation.
Then there's more killing. Atheists do more killing.
No.
Yes,
No, no.
Mao Zedong killed 40 million people.
No.
50 million people.
Atheists. Just Google it. Atheists
I'll
do
just give you
not
two
kill
examples.
more people.
Mao Zedong and
If-
Stalin
if-
are atheist communists who killed
Yes.
millions.
Mao killed more people than all religions ever
What
have.
about Hitler?
Hitler,
He killed many people.
Many people as well.
Yeah, he was religious.
He was a good Catholic. You know.
Well,
Okay.
not really,
Not
but
really.
he still had some religion.
So do you
But
say- do you-
Peter,
no, no,
you-
hang on,
okay,
no,
okay, but
Hitler-
by the way, Peter's read the
Hitler-
Quran.
Yeah,
In the
okay.
Quran,
Hitler
it says
was an agreed Catholic.
Sure.
On every single
But-
Nazi
but-
soldier
but-
it had on their
but,
belt,
Peter-
for God I do this.
Yeah.
On their belt,
Yeah.
every single Nazi soldier.
But he also had.
Peter, you read the Quran,
Yeah.
and in the Quran it says that God created us to be tested by good and evil, right? So the evil that we have in the world and the good that we have, because every person has good and evil. Like for example, you've lived a very good life, but
Yeah.
now you have cancer.
No, I haven't.
So,
No, I haven't.
So you haven't had. You live in the first world, and there are extremely poor people in the third world. You must have some good in your life. Obviously, you've had some good things.
No, I've had some great in my life.
You've had some.
I've absolutely great stuff in my
Exactly.
life.
So good and evil exists in everyone's life, and it's a test from God.
So if your argument is that if you're saying that
Where's
bad,
God in that?
if
Where's
you're-
God in anything?
So
I
you
say?
asked how can God be compatible with evil, and I explained how. Excuse me, brother, we're having a conversation. Can you move out of the way, please?
Oh, sorry. Hey.
So, good and evil is we're there to be tested with good and evil.
No, we're not.
Yeah. So
How do we decide what's good and evil when in the Quran it says if you find an atheist, you are to slaughter them?
I think reading the
it
Bible.
doesn't say that. It doesn't even say that in the Bible. It doesn't say that anywhere.
But you see,
Look, the fact is, that's making a straw man argument.
no,
the
you're
Quran doesn't say that.
You're absolutely right. I am just you either have to take it all or you take none of
No, we
it.
take
Yeah,
it
but
all.
God doesn't command evil. God doesn't command evil.
Hang on, God, if you believe the God of the Bible,
no, we're not.
he slaughtered every single man, woman, child, animal on this planet in
Yes.
the flood.
Yes, that's
If
the-
you believe the Bible.
Yes.
If, like me, you think that's such a stupid story, you're never going to believe that crap anyway, I'm fine. I'm the happiest bunny alive.
Okay.
But can you believe? Can you
But then-
seriously pray to
but
a
then
guy
what's
who
then-
slaughters humans?
So even
Okay.
if religion's false, we're just talking about God's existence for now.
But Peter.
And
For God's sake, we don't need.
But
God to
Peter, if we religious argument, if we go argument sake that religious people do evil in the name of God, then what's your excuse for atheists who have committed atrocities? What's their excuse?
There's no difference.
Okay, so then if there's no difference, that means evil is evil. It doesn't matter on religion. So that's what we agree. There's good people and there's bad people.
I probably
Good.
agree with. I
Well,
probably
that's
agree
well,
with
that's
that.
good. That's what we're trying to say.
I think most humans agree.
Yeah.
Evil is evil. You know, if I raped your child, that would be bad. If you raped my daughter, yeah, that would be bad. We both agree on what's
well,
bad.
okay,
It doesn't
what I'm
matter.
saying to
I'm
you-
an atheist.
But,
you're
but
a God
according to your
believer.
worldview, you don't have objective morality. You can't even tell me why doing this or doing that is bad. For example,
Absolutely, no.
what's
me-
the scientific
tell-
proof for morality?
that's the
I
most-
asked you that
that's the
earlier.
most
tell me
stupid thing
why
I've
is it
ever
morally
heard.
wrong for a necrophilia, for someone to have intimacy with a dead body? Why is that wrong? On what basis?
It isn't.
Okay, good. That's my point. So you don't have morality.
No. I do
would
have
you-
morality.
Would you have
but
intimacy with a dead body?
Would I?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, but is it wrong for someone to?
No.
Okay, so can two people have incest? Let's say a daughter and brother, if they use protection.
Would I personally think it's wrong? Yes, but is it technically wrong?
No. So
could-
from
I
the
couldn't
atheist
care.
world, that's the reason why Mao Zedong and Stalin killed
But-
many people, because they don't have an objective worldview.
But here's the thing.
And they're
right.
atheists.
If you take out... All right, here's the thing. If I took out a knife...
Do you want to put the bags down? Because I've been holding it for quite a while.
With,
If you want, I can put it
I've
there
got
if you want.
terminal cancer, so I need all the exercise I can get.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
If I was to rape your daughter,
Why are you so obsessed with raping? Are you psychologically like? Are you okay?
the worst possible
because
example.
No, no, but why
I
always-
am using the worst possible
Just
example.
say if rape the girl, why you have to use my daughter? I don't understand. You keep repeating it.
Because he's trying to make you understand.
Yeah, no, I understand. You don't
this,
need to.
but
No, just give me the word.
the
Like,
argument
Alright.
that you've made, he hasn't addressed yet, which is
Yeah.
Mao Zedong.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Why were these people able to do such great
The
evil
thing
if atheism's so great?
Yeah.
If everything from your point of view,
Yeah.
and this is why I used to like the raping of the daughter. You know, if from your point of view you think that's what atheists would do,
No, I'm saying they can't object to it or object to morality. They don't have
you
object to
can't
morality.
object to it.
Yeah.
In theory, anything is allowed because anything can happen. And,
According to your view, not our view, we don't believe everything's allowed. But
sorry.
put it as an atheist because you believe your brain is a process of the evolutionary process.
Right.
So that means you can't even tell me what's right or wrong. There is no right or wrong.
You put a suicide bomber on a plane, you blow it up, and you kill 300 people.
Islam
and the plane
doesn't
crashes.
allow that. That's not Islamic.
Sorry, they're Islamic. Sorry, it does. It
Where?
absolutely
Where?
does.
Where?
Sorry,
Whoever kills
you're
himself-
cherry picking.
No, no,
You're
where?
cherry picking.
Whoever
where?
kills himself
So-
is something
So
in Islam where
let me say, the
September
reason,
the 11th or any of these, suicide is forbidden. Killing innocent civilians is forbidden in Islam.
as a
You read the Quran, so you should know that.
Come on.
no, because
Come
I
on,
read the
Peter.
bit that says atheists should be killed, and
Quran
I
doesn't
get
say
that.
that.
Quran doesn't even talk about
Bloody
atheists.
does.
It doesn't talk about
Quran
atheists.
doesn't even mention
Atheists.
atheists being killed. It doesn't say that.
Non-believers, it calls them.
No, the Quran does not say you kill non-believers.
I tell you what, if I had the stuff to hand, I'd come back here. But
Yeah.
and the reason I mentioned the daughter because it's very personal to me. But
It is, but there's plenty of evidence for God's
it's
existence.
the kind. No, it's not. It's
There is.
absolute proof. It's
No, it's not.
The
Like,
reason
DNA.
the
Are you
reason
not
I-
composed of DNA?
Yeah, but
Does
we've evolved over millions of years from the very first
Does
sloth.
DNA have information?
Yeah.
Information requires intelligence.
No, it doesn't.
Give me-
Absolutely.
Give me one
That's-
example. Give me one example outside of DNA that has information that doesn't require intelligence.
The street we're standing in
What about it?
is surrounded with information.
Yeah, look, it says casino. Somebody had to write casino.
Yeah, humans.
Intelligence. So we are made out of DNA, which has information. Information requires intelligence. So where did intelligence come from? Because these are on a nano level.
If you regress it back and back and back,
Goes
and
back to
the very first primordial slime.
no, that time was a very complex thing actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Dawkins makes it, Darwin makes it seem as if something very simple. It's not. It's a very, very complex being. Like even now, recently, like for example, Dennis Noble.
The first
The D-
replicating molecule
Yes.
is very
Yeah,
complex.
The DNA is so complex.
Exactly.
We have never managed to
Thank
do it
you.
ourselves.
And guess what? Do you know how many?
And do you know what? Saying God did it is just a cop out because
What is it?
nobody believes
Then-
God did it.
then
We
what is
just
it?
don't know why it happened.
Then what is it then? Then what is it? You said
don't know.
aliens.
We
You
don't
said
know.
aliens, but look, you said
No,
aliens
no, I
as a
didn't-
possibility.
No, I said it's possibility.
Can
I
God,
did-
okay, can God be a possibility?
Yeah,
Okay,
possible.
good. Okay, good. Okay,
But
good. You're consistent. I like it. You're
I'm not-
consistent.
yeah,
Good.
possible.
Good. All right.
But I'm looking for evidence. I
That's
have
good,
no
good, good.
evidence
At least
of
you're
aliens.
consistent.
I
At
have
least
no
you're
evidence
consistent.
of possibility.
As long as you're
You know,
consistent.
Look, we've got randomness, aliens, or God.
Yeah.
What other possibilities are there?
Yeah.
None.
Randomness.
So, do you believe in randomness over aliens and God?
I'm just quickly going to pray. Okay. Peter, it's nice talking to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully, you get well. And I mean, if
Hey,
not, just know that.
I've got terminal cancer. I ain't gonna get well.
Well, you know what? Then save your soul if you can't save your body.
My soul was saved years
me.
ago.
Believe me. Sorry. Is that
You take care.
Take care, Peter.
Good for you. I tell you what, you don't think it's knowing there's no God. I'm so happy because I don't have to apologise. And the thing is, if I met God tomorrow, I would just ask questions about him, about how bad he was, how ill he treated people. Look around, just walk this square mile and see how many homeless people there are, how many beggars there are, how many people say, help me, God bless me, you know, and you tell me there's a God. There's no God.
So
You
God
know,
says he tests humanity with evil and good. Life is a test.
Why?
Because it's up to God to do with His creation as He wills.
What an arsehole would do. Would you do that to your kids? Have you got
No,
kids?
no. The thing is, look.
Well, have you got children?
The thing
Have
is,
you got children?
the conversation's
Would
going.
you do that to your own children?
You
wouldn't.
The conversation's going around in circles.
Yes.
But
You wouldn't do that to your own children.
let's end it there.
Hey, nice talking to you, though. You take care.
How's the conversation? How did it finish?
Is that one? The thing is, when someone's being disrespectful like that, just end it. It's just saying bad things about God, and just leave it. Just ignore it, leave it. Because, look, at the end of the day, he wants to believe in randomness. He doesn't want to accept this stuff. Move on. That's it. For me, once he started being disrespectful to God, it's like, move on. Forget it. He's just swearing and whatever. Not swearing, but using bad words and just like. The fact is, you share the message, you do the best you can. They agree with it, they don't agree with it, it's up to
He
them.
lost me at when he said that there's no intelligent design in DNA.
He doesn't want to believe in God. It's as simple as that. So anything else is not going to work for him.
If you give it to Shaq with Hassan.
Take it.
Oh, you don't. Oh, damn.
They were so animated, their face.
What can I point this at? It's like that's. Oh yes, actually.
Give me.
No, he doesn't want to be recorded.
Why are you recording?
Oh.